You good to go?
Let's go.
Hermis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
today.
you. Thank you so much for inviting me for this show.
It's a pleasure. I would want Anurag to tell me something about Hermis before you get in yourself.
I met Hermis in the wild. So basically, I was new to photography, and one day I saw an advert about a bunch of people who were teaching photography.
Okay.
So I was fairly new. I think I was less than a year into photography, I think. And I didn't know what I was doing, clearly. As in, I was pointing at things and I was shooting them, but I didn't know the principles.
Right.
So I'm not, pumping him up here. But one outing with Hermis and his friends that day, the group that comes together each weekend, even now.
Yes.
That changed the game for me.
Okay.
So the basic principles, I should say, I only shoot birds. So the basic principles of shooting a bird, what is the level you have to shoot them at, what is exposure, what is composition. I think I learned almost everything from Hermis.
Okay. Nice. And how long ago was this?
He's not going to tell you this because he's a saint. He's very modest.
How long ago was this?
This was 2018, I think.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us more about this group, Hermis. Now, this group that is still happening right now.
Yes. We have a group called Paws Trails, PAWS.
Okay.
So Paws is the paw of a cat and the trails is the pathway.
Right.
So the Paws Trails was started in 2015. We have a magazine and we do exhibitions in Dubai. Before Corona, we used to do every month one exhibition, and each exhibition we will have a very well-known photographer coming and taking a class or a master class, we call it. So, and apart from that, every Fridays, now it's been Sunday, every Fridays we used to go for this outing, mainly to the places like Al Qudra or Coral Baida. These kind of places we go with a group and we try to share our experience, our knowledge with the group who is coming with us. And from 2016 till now, every weekend, whenever I'm here, I'm taking people to these places. Nowadays, we are going mainly to the Al Qudra lakes. So this is what's happening at the workshops.
Okay.
Or photo walks, we call it.
Photo walks.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how much does one have to pay for getting into this?
It's a free course.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a free workshop every week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
I shouldn't.
Yeah.
No, that's
Why
a
am I
testimony.
jumping
Okay,
in?
no. Okay. Oh, a free.
Yeah. We are not charging. It's a free photo walk. Anybody can join who is willing to learn about bird photography or animal photography. Anybody can join.
What is the basic requirement?
Basic
When it comes to
requirement-
camera, of course, camera is a must. But what kind of camera?
Okay, so I'll tell you something that I have started. I started with a very basic DSLR camera with a Sigma 18200 lens. I started with that. Before that, I had an 1855mm lens. I used to take photos with that also. So there is no minimum requirement. You need to have a DSLR
Okay.
and a lens. The rest, see, once you start doing that genre of photography, you will understand, should I stick to this or not?
Right.
According to that, you can upgrade your cameras and lenses.
Right. So, if I'm understanding you right, so you're talking even a most basic camera with the kit lens, whatever the lens
Yes.
comes with the kit, you can start off with
Exactly.
that, and then
Yes.
from there you can move
Yes.
ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
What it means is basically for birds, you need a huge reach, ideally.
Yeah. Like minimum 400 mm.
Yeah, that is something you need for performance. But to start, you don't need anything. You basically need any lens that you have got, even these that we're shooting.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how you can learn the techniques or functionalities of a camera. You can master with a small lens also.
Right.
Yeah.
And say, for example, if a person is stuck on which camera to buy, well, I know we're not going to go in detail with brands, But what is the starting? Not of a particular brand. What is the starting that a decent camera one can buy or invest in?
Any within your budget, every brand has a starting camera from like 2,000 dirhams to 3,000 dirhams. You can get any brand. It's not necessary that you need to go for a particular brand. All brands are like producing good cameras these days. So you can go for a according to your budget, you can go for a starting range of the cameras. If you search online, you will get to know the prices also these days. Every brands have given their prices. So basic cameras that has a good, say for example, you should have a good shutter speed, like frame per second we call it. So most of the cameras these days are having 7 frames or 8 frames per second to 10 frames per second. You can check into that, and you can also, the cameras that are coming now are all having 4K videos. So videos also is taken care. Basically, the latest cameras, even the basic models are coming with good performance. So you can choose anything according to your budget.
Okay. Yeah. So Anurag, from there, then what happened?
Then basically I went out into the wild.
Yeah. Then he was with us full time, almost every weekends.
Yeah.
We used to gather in Al Qudra. Then we started exploring the dunes of UAE. We started going out with his 4-wheel drive to different deserts. We used to shoot owls, and it was a good journey.
I broke a couple of cars in the process.
We got stuck in the middle of nowhere for a long time with his wife.
I remember that. I remember that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we made her dig sand. It was fun.
Good photographer, but needs to work on driving, I guess.
Yeah. If you want to explore the desert side of the wild.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did your journey begin, Hermis? I know you do a lot of things right now, but
yes.
Before that, how did you all start?
When it comes to photography, I came to Dubai almost 15 years back.
Okay, hang on. Just a pause. Before coming to Dubai, what did you graduate in? What did you study in? Was it always this passion that you had? Was always this inside?
It was nothing related to photography.
Okay.
I graduated in computer science. I did my BSc computer science from Bangalore University.
Okay.
After that, I stayed 1 year in my hometown, which is in Calicut. So I was hanging out with friends, and then I decided to come
the
to
usual process.
Yeah. Then one of my cousin is here in Dubai. He was here, and he asked me to come for a visit for 3 months. And I came here for a visit. The next day, one of his friend, he asked me to call his friend. I didn't know why he said that, but I called him, and he said he's starting a company here, so I can join with him tomorrow. He asked me to join tomorrow. I was not prepared to work here.
Right.
I always wanted to work in Kerala or India. But I don't know what, maybe the destiny that brought me here. So next day I met him, and he said, I'm starting this business of digital agency where we were more into website development, application development, all these things. And I learned programming. So my brother thought I can be I can get a good future in this, good career in this. So he suggested me, and then I thought, okay, I'm anyway here for 3 months. I'll work for 3 months and make some money and then go back. But that 3 months
turned into several years.
9 years I was in that company. I was working as a programmer. Then, first year, it went like that, and it was like very hectic job. Any IT profession, it is very hectic, and you don't have time for anything. You will have to work till midnight and early morning again start. So from this, one of my colleague, and he's a very good friend, my brother, like a brother to me. So he said he's going out with a group on Friday. So he asked me if you want to join. So then I was not happy because he told me that they start at 4:00 in the morning and on Fridays. That's the only day you're getting to sleep. So, but then again, I was thinking twice, and then somehow I got convinced, and I told him like I'm coming. Then that Friday went. It was in some this Dera, that Abra, that area.
Okay. So it was what street photography thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That group is not specialized in anything. So we had a mentor in that group, and the first day I didn't have a camera with me. He and Nisha was there. So they all had cameras and they were doing some photography. I was just walking around.
You went for sightseeing.
Yeah. After that, this Nisha and my friend Ramesh, they pushed me to buy a camera. That's when we went to the camera shop and we bought one very basic DSLR camera with the 1855 kit lens, and that time it was costing around 3,000 dirhams. And I went to buy some point and shoot camera just to cover all these things. But it happened in buying this expensive camera at that point of time.
So then, now that eventually led to him giving business to so many other camera brands.
Yeah. So then after that, from that...
We all are guilty of that.
From that week onwards, I started, that weekend onwards, I also started photography.
Which year was this?
It was in 2008, I guess.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a question I never asked him actually. How did you get started in photography?
Yeah. Then photography, we all have like these small cameras that we use at home. I was also using all the family functions and all. I was shooting with that small cameras, that Yashica and all you get. But coming here and getting to this digital thing, it was interesting, and I started exploring with this group, and it was fun. Then, we used to travel all these places, like for street photography and bird photography. And out of all these places we visited in Dubai, every time I had issues when we go to street or take people photography, architecture photography, all the places we had issues. One or the other officer will come and ask, do you have permission? Did you get all the necessary documents? And every time we had issues. Once my ID card, Emirates ID was taken and asked me to come to the police station and collect it. So a lot of issues happened. But whenever we go to these places like Coral Baida or any other nature-related places, we didn't had any issues. Nobody was there to ask us, question us, because we were shooting birds or landscapes. So then I was like, I don't want to get into this hassle. So we started going to only to these places where you can see animals or birds. So one day in Coral Baida, I got a very beautiful shot with 18-200mm lens, crab plover. Two crab plovers flying towards me. That was the turning point in my bird photography journey. And this image was like, people started talking about it in the group. We had almost that time 20 members in that group. And my mentor was very happy with that photo. He praised a lot. And I got so much of inspiration and encouragement to click more photos of like that. And we also submitted that pictures for some awards and all. And that time I got few recognitions and mentions. So that was a real boost for me. Then like I started concentrating. If I could manage to get a flying shot with an 18-200mm lens and basic body, then I thought like it's time to upgrade. Then slowly I started upgrading my camera, lenses and all. Then from 3,000 we went up to 130,000 dirhams equipment.
You all know this story.
I
You all know where
don't.
this story goes.
I don't know. Like from 130,000
Yeah.
equipment.
Yes, I invested.
Very nice. As in, how long did it take for you to from 2008 to? Don't tell me 2009 you went to 130,000.
2008 to 2013.
Okay, but that's still a quite small span. Okay,
Yes,
that means you were so encouraged that you constantly went on taking a lot of
Yeah,
pictures. Okay.
and that is another story of getting. Everybody who is into bird photography has only one lens in their wish list, which is the 600 mm. So I used to go, to me and Nisha, we both used to go to a shop in Mirdif City Center, and we wanted to buy this lens. So we used to ask that salesperson, how much does it cost? He told us like 60,000 dirhams.
That one lens.
Yeah, one lens. Then we again, like every week we used to go there, and it was very close to our place. So we used to go to the Mirdif City Center, and we used to every weekend we used to go there and ask the same person about, like, we want to know if it is coming down, any difference in the price. So every time he see us, before we asking, he used to tell us 60,000. Then this went on for almost 1 year. So after 1 year, we took the card. She took the card and I took a loan, and both of us bought 600 mm lens.
Each?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So, and whenever we go home, people will ask, when you go to India, they will ask, seeing 60,000 dirhams, which is like almost 12 lakhs. They will ask, why are you spending so much? So I will say that this is Nisha's lens I took from her. Whenever she goes to her house, she'll tell that it is Hermis lens. So we used to fool everyone like that. But see, we were not earning anything from photography, but we still wanted to get more good pictures and good frames. So you need more advanced equipments. So we invested for our passion on our hobby. Yeah. So that is how it started. The photography journey started.
Nice.
Is this the same 600 mm you
Yes.
had till recently?
Yes,
Till a couple of years ago.
correct.
And then now?
Now I have all the advanced
Much more advanced.
Yeah.
Okay.
and like a lot of brand. Whenever I work with few brands, so they support me with the equipments as well.
Nice.
Yeah, whenever I'm going for a trip, they give me whatever I ask for.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So after that, after you ventured and bought that 600 mm lens,
Yes.
and you got when was your first gig? When you started making money from this?
Okay. In 2014, I traveled to India, a place called Thol Lake in Gujarat.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after coming back, in the same group, I did a presentation on this, the journey. It was for again bird photography. So I got some beautiful frames. I started presenting this, and at the end of the presentation, in that group, people asked me like, "Can you take us?" So then I thought, next time I go, I'll take them, and at least my cost will be covered. So that was the whole intention, how I started taking people. And that trip was successful. A couple of our friends came with us, and we did a very good trip. It was not a money-making trip, but that trip gave me an idea that I can make money out of it. And I started announcing. No, before that, I went to Masai Mara.
Okay.
Masai Mara, I went in 2010. So Masai Mara also, I started every year I started going to Masai Mara, and people started asking me if I can take them to Masai Mara as well. So then Masai Mara, when I started taking people, I used to charge my small service charge, which covers my flight, my accommodation and everything. And from that, I'll take a small money extra and I keep it for myself. So this gave us an idea of how we can make some money out of the photography, out of all this work and time that we are spending. In 2015, we registered this company, the Paws, and we started our first proper trip to Masai Mara in 2016, and it was very successful. We had almost 10 participants, and that's how like we started our professional teaching career, like in outside UAE.
Right.
Yeah.
Masai Mara is a beautiful place. So when you go there, you go during the migration?
I go almost every month.
Okay, that is now.
He lives there now.
Even before, at least 4 times I go. All the seasons I go.
But it's quite expensive, isn't it?
It is quite expensive. Nowadays, it's more easy for people because those days when we started, there was no much, there were no people who were doing this. Nobody knows about, they were worried about the security. They were worried about like how you might get trapped. They don't have people to trust and go. When I was going, nobody was doing this. When I started Masai Mara. So we took a challenge and we went. 3 years we were going continuously. We made friends. We made people there who can support us. And those are the efforts that we took, and that's what we were charging to the people.
Of course.
It's not a easy job that we have done. We have spent a lot of time, money, and effort there, and that is what we were like taking from the other people. For them, it is easy. Like when they come, you can tell that it's as simple as it is. When they come with us, they're we are taking care of them very well. Everything is taken care of.
For the groundwork you've already done before.
Yes.
And the efforts that you've taken for this
correct
process to be smooth. Okay.
Yes.
So how much would you charge if one wants to get into the Masai Mara?
It starts between $1,600 to $3,000. Depends on how many people you're coming with, how many people are in a vehicle. And if you're coming alone, it goes up to $2,500 to $3,000. Yeah, for a 5-night 6-day trip.
And what is covered in this?
Everything from Nairobi back to Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah, Nairobi is the
where the
flight lands.
Yeah. And then you have the 2 hours of that crazy drive.
6 hours.
No, the 2 hours of that drive in that particular road, which is constantly bumpy.
Now they have tarmacked everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that when I went, Hermis, oh my goodness, that 2 hours. No, I think I've lost.
I know. Dusty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's constant. Your body is vibrating like.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Now
oh
till the park gate, they have tarmacked the road.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So it's a paved road from airport to
Yes.
the park.
Yeah. Once you enter the park, it's like
Of course, you can't.
Yeah.
Inside the park.
Yeah.
So you have a connection with someone inside the park,
Yes.
or you?
No. Now we have our own camp in the park.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice.
We started last year, 2021 July.
Right.
We started. It was a very long time dream
Right.
for me.
Which year was it?
2021 after COVID.
I remember you telling me before you
Yes.
made that flight to Mara.
Yes.
I don't remember when it was
Yeah.
exactly. 2021. It's
Yeah.
not been very long.
No. So it was a dream to have a home in Mara because I was so addicted to Mara and I love the people over there. So I always wanted to be there and I need a home there. So I have a very good friend who's called John. He's like my brother. And he have a camp in Masai Mara called Malaika Camp. So I always go and stay there for last 6 years. So during the COVID time, you all know, like nobody used to visit the park. So he asked me to come over and stay there. We were staying for some time and nobody was in the camp. So we were just chilling. Sometime we go for safari, sometime we stay back in the camp. Then on one of the talks, he asked me like, you told me you wanted a house there. Why can't we try to think about it? Like a camp, you make a camp, I can give you some locations. Then we started planning everything. Did the proper groundwork, and we calculated how much money, what is the investment, everything was done. And it was pretty good because he already have registered and have a proper land there.
Right.
Yeah, this is inside the Masai Mara National Reserve.
So he's a local?
Yeah, he's a local.
Okay.
So he told me that I can use that place. And you have to lease the place for 35 years or 50 years, something like that. Yeah.
Right.
So, and he supported very well. We started, and the camp name is called Mara Trails Camp.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
Paw Trails,
Yes.
Mara Trails. Okay.
I am connected to the trails everywhere.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there is one more reason we have started this camp. For me, Mara is always an emotion. The people of Mara, I treat them like my own family. Whenever I go, I visit the village. And I always wanted to support them. So before starting, I told John that it is between me, Nisha, and John. So we decided. I told that we have to, out of this camp, whatever income we get, we have to support the community over there, the Masai community. So 50% of the profit that we are making are going back to the community.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, we are supporting the schools, we are supporting and to empower the women over there. So now it's in the initial stage. We are just picking up. 1 year is over, 1.5 years. We have done 2 migration seasons, and both the seasons we had good results. The good part is almost 80% of the guests are coming back to the camp.
Very,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yes. So that is a good sign of the good service that we are giving, and they are sending their people. Till now, we haven't got any outside guest. All of the people who came to our camp are either my friends, our friends, or the friends of friends. Referrals. Yeah. So
That's
and
nice.
few people in Dubai are bringing groups like Subodh Shetty
Okay.
and this Khaldun Rao. Those people are bringing groups
Right,
regularly to the camp. Yeah, that's because we are giving that good
level of service.
Yeah, level of service. When it comes to photography, we have the best guides in Mara who drives photographers only. And
This is what for people who don't have much of a background in this.
yeah,
Why did you choose Mara as a location to operate from, as opposed? Now you've traveled all over the world.
yes.
Why Mara and not anywhere else, so that people understand
Okay,
what's the advantage of going to Mara?
Yeah, the main thing is Mara is a paradise for wildlife photographers. You can, at any time of the year you go, you can create amazing frames, which I have experienced. I have been there almost 12 years now. Every year you go, every time you go, you create different frames.
Definitely.
That is one important thing. When you give money, it has to have a value for
Justify.
money. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is something that I liked. Whenever you go, you get good number of frames. Any time of the day you go out, you will get to see some of the other actions. So that is one main thing. Then easily accessible. From Dubai, you have straight flight, only 6 hours flight. You sleep in the night, morning you reach there.
Right.
You have people who want, they can take a domestic flight, and you will be there by 11:30. You can directly go to the camp, take rest, go for the morning afternoon safari. So it's an easy accessible place with plenty of photography opportunities. And compared to other parks or other places in the world, it's very cheap. Even you go to Tanzania, you will have to pay almost 30 to 40% extra.
Why is that?
Because they consider it as a premier product.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and sighting wise also, Mara is
superior.
It is bit smaller compared to the Serengeti or other park. So the sighting is pretty easier. Yeah.
And I think one of the few parts of the world where there are so many predators and
Exactly.
different species of animals.
Yes.
How many species of cats are there in Mara?
We have starting from lion, leopard, cheetah, and caracal, serval. Yeah. So caracal are very rare to find.
Rare to find.
Serval you can still find. Yeah. And cheetahs, the numbers are going down now.
Really?
Yeah. But the good part is there is no poaching now in Kenya or Masai Mara. So it's because it's not a national park, it's a national reserve, and the Masais are taking care of that park.
Right.
So they consider it as their home. Even though they were hunting and killing of animals, but now everything is closed. So now they want to bring it back. So they are trying to protect the park. So they are doing a lot of things for that. So everybody who you will meet there, the local people, they want the park to survive.
Right.
It's their bread and butter now. Almost everybody works as a guide, or somebody will be working in a camp. So every single person there are connected to the park.
So you could say the incentive is moved on to the animals doing better rather
Yes.
than hunting animals.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good move.
Yeah.
And your camp, basically, is it aimed exclusively at photographers, or does someone who just wants to do some sightseeing?
It's not exclusively for photographers. We have a lot of families coming
Right, okay.
from India. We have families coming from France. We have from Canada. We have from Dubai. A lot of people from Middle East.
Just for sightseeing and observation?
Yeah.
Right.
And the good part is we are giving good food.
Why would you say that?
Because we have a very good chef who is trained in Indian food.
Okay. That way.
Yeah.
That way. Because when we went, even we had amazing food. I mean,
Yeah.
it was really good. It's really fresh.
Yes.
Over there, the food is really fresh.
Yeah. And we even made idli and dosa there.
Because one thing Indians are very famous for is traveling abroad and immediately looking for Indian food.
I just want to know, where exactly is this camp of yours?
It's in a place called Olare, where we have a very nearby airstrip called Olkiombo airstrip. It's inside the national reserve.
Inside the national reserve.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to ask additional permissions to
No,
enter into
no.
it. You can directly just
Yes.
go for your...
And the good part is you can the moment you step out of the camp, you will start seeing animals. You're living with the animals there.
Nice.
And we don't have a fenced area or anything.
I'm going to put the pictures of your camp
Yes,
in
yes.
this particular thing. So
Yeah.
There's another advantage you mentioned about your camp being inside
Yes.
in terms of photography. If you could tell our viewers about that.
Yeah, when you are outside the park, you need to travel a lot to even get for a sunrise shot or a sunset shot. Most of the people will miss that, or you have to get up early, like very early, and come to the gate and then cross the gate. For us, since we are inside, the moment you get out, you can decide when you have to go out, and during the time of sunrise, you can find an animal on the horizon or whatever way you want, and you can shoot. You can start photographing. So this the travel time you will save, and more than that, for any photographer, after 10 o'clock, the heat haze comes. So it will be too hot. The photos will not come properly, and you will lose clarity in the pictures because of the heat haze. So from 10 to 3:34, a lot of pictures what you will take are not being useful. So during this time, we suggest people can come back to the camp and take rest.
which is not too far. Again, if they want, they can just go back.
Yes.
Okay.
If you are outside the park, you will not have enough time to go back and come back. So the people who are staying outside, most probably they might have to go do a full day, which you will get exhausted.
Right.
Yeah. So that is another good part.
And for those who are not familiar with photography, the importance of early morning cannot be overstated. So certain kind of compositions that you get early in the morning, like backlight or maybe some kind of underexposed images, which I was obsessed for a very long time. That is impossible to recreate in any other situation. So that if you're looking for creative frames, then a camp like Hermis, which is inside the national park itself, the importance of that is cannot be stated.
Exactly.
So it's a beautiful place, not only for photographers but also for families.
Yes.
Which time of the year would you say is the time to visit?
So if you ask me,
not as a photographer, not as a photographer.
My favorite time is always the rainy season, but not everybody will like that.
Okay.
So as a visitor, you can come during the migration season.
That is
a peak time in Masai Mara. That is from July to October.
July to October. Okay.
Yeah. But everywhere you see, more than animals, you will find jeeps.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that's why I don't recommend. If you want to have a peaceful day, peaceful time in the wild, anytime from January to June, you can come and enjoy the wild.
Okay, this is
the low season usually. Yeah, from Jan mid onwards, that's supposed to be the low season. Like from April, May, June will be the rainy season.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we went during the migration, and like you said, more than anything, we saw a lot of people on the jeeps, and the animals don't stay for long. We were trying to find the leopard.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it's elusive.
Yeah.
And then with a lot of jeeps, impossible.
How much have the animals in Mara gotten used to the vehicles?
Almost all the animals except leopards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're all used.
Yes.
Do the cheetahs have they ever used your jeeps as a vantage point?
Yes. I have experienced in Masai Mara many times, and even in Tanzania also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How was your first experience? Were you scared?
First experience was from Tanzania.
Okay.
There is a place called Ndutu Plains, which is very famous for the calving season of wildebeest.
Mm-hmm.
So wildebeest go to this particular place, and they give birth there. This plains. Yeah. So a lot of predators will be around them during that time. It's during the March time.
Right.
Yeah. So that time we were following 2 cheetahs. So they are every like we followed 2 days. The first day they started going for hunt. They tried many times, failed attempts. Second day we told the guide we'll focus on that cheetahs. They'll anyway hunt today, because yesterday they tried and they couldn't get. Morning our guide took us to the cheetahs, and we found the cheetahs, and they started walking towards the jeeps. Like 3-4 jeeps were stopped there. Then I was telling myself, like, please come and
use our jeep.
Yeah, on top of a jeep. I had one of my friend. He was literally shouting at me, "What are you telling?" Even Nisha was there. Nisha was sitting in the front, and we both were behind. You won't believe, one of the cheetah literally came direct towards our jeep. It got on the back tire, and it climbed up the roof. And it was an open jeep.
Yeah.
So it came. Then I took selfie. The other guy was very scared. So I took selfie, and it was interesting. I didn't.
You have the selfie with you?
Yes.
Oh, that'll be good to show our viewers as well.
Yeah. And it came all over the jeep, and it came to the front. It was biting those rubber beads around, and it put the tail down, and I have a photo of Nisha kissing the tail of the cheetah.
She's very brave.
It was good experience. Then The other experience I had was in Masai Mara. I was with my friend John. We were following one of the cheetah, very famous cheetah called Malaika. So she's very bold and
Was
very
this,
famous.
camp named after
Yes,
cheetah? Okay,
yes.
okay.
So we were following her almost 6 days. Like I had a very close interaction with her. She had 3 cubs that time. And last day I got a morning drive, and after that I'm leaving. So morning again I asked John, can we go and see her? He said, okay, we can go, and we went. So we couldn't find, only we found the cubs. Then finally we found her. She was sitting, she was lying down in the grass, and that time the grass was more of yellowish color.
So camouflage.
Yeah, she was camouflaged and we couldn't see her. Then we went near to her and we saw her. I took a couple of photos. Then John asked me, can we go? I said, no, let's stay for half an hour and then we can go. Because I was so addicted to her. Like, she's very elegant. So in this 30 minutes, like when he asked, after that I told, like, she was not playing with the cubs. The cubs were on a different mount. They were sitting there and she was sitting here. No interactions or anything. Then I was talking to her. Literally, I was talking to her to show some magic. Can you please do some magic? I was telling like this. And John was smiling at me. Because we do this very often. Like, we talk to the animals. Sometimes it happens. So then I said, okay, we will leave now. If you want to show something, you can show something. Then all of a sudden, we missed her. We were driving, we could, not driving, like we were looking around with binoculars, everything, we couldn't find her. Then John said, look at the top. She literally came and sat on top of our vehicle. There also I have taken some photos.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, talk to us about a few, you could say, interesting or amazing things that you've seen in terms of animal interactions in the camp. Something that people wouldn't have an idea, things like that happen.
In the camp, most of the time we get to see giraffes coming, and sometime buffaloes come, which is dangerous. But we have the securities who are trained to chase them away. And we had a resident leopard there called Caboso.
Okay.
She used to come to the camp. She used to walk around. But
around or inside?
Inside.
Inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now she is no more.
Okay.
Yeah. Last January, we assumed she passed away because nobody have seen her. There was a small flood and all. After that, nobody could see her. So we assume she is no more. So that was, if she was there, she would have still come, because she is very bold and used to humans, because she lives near a village area. She passes through the village, but she never do any harm to anybody. Yeah. And a lot of people, a lot of these Masai kids, small kids, they come with their cattle to the park for grazing. So I have seen many times she'll be lying down next to a bush, and these people will be taking their cattle in front of her, but she'll not do anything. Yeah. She just move away.
So has there been some sort of understanding that they know
Yes.
what animals to prey on and what not
Yes.
to? Generally, do they leave cattle alone?
See, usual cases they don't attack, but very rarely if they are hungry for few days or
If the animal is older or
yes,
injured.
exactly.
Otherwise, they just stick to their normal diet.
Yes.
So, Hermis, you love what you do.
I love what I do. It is. I'm not saying that it is very easy job or easy thing. We had a lot of struggles.
Do you want to go there? You want to talk about your struggles?
I don't mind.
especially when you moved out from your job to doing this full time.
Yes, moved out from my comfort zone.
Yes.
I stick to that
Yes.
comfort zone for
We'd
many
like to
years.
hear it.
Yeah, Yeah, because that is something that everybody would like to hear.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through challenges. When it's spoken, when somebody else speaks about, everybody gets motivated, inspired, and also know the reality.
Yeah.
What happens is everybody will be like, oh, okay, Hermis has a camp in Masai Mara, but they don't know the amount of work that you put in.
They don't know how he got there.
Exactly.
Yes.
So tell us the journey of your struggle from moving out from your comfort zone to setting up this camp in Mara.
Yeah. So, as I said, I was working in this advertising agency for the digital wing. It's the agency is called Mojo, based out of Alcos. So I was happy there. I had a very good boss. He was also like, he liked me a lot. He supported me a lot. Whenever I want to go to Mara or any other places, I just tell him like, I need 2 days off. He'll say, okay, go. Every time I wanted to leave, he approves, and because he knows my passion and my love for photography. And after coming back, I used to do a presentation to our colleagues, and it was fun. And the workplace itself was very good. He is also an artist. He's from South Africa, so he understands the value of art, and he support. So we used to have a gallery also in the office. So we had gallery openings every month. So a lot of similar things I was experiencing there, which I liked. Then, as I mentioned, we started this Paws trails, and I started taking people to different places. Then I was not able to concentrate much on my work, which I felt that it's not right from our side. Like, if somebody is paying for you, you have to be 100% loyal to them, which I was not able to maintain. So one day I told him, I want to quit. I want to go behind my passion. He didn't say anything. He said, you're doing a right thing at this point of time. Go ahead. He told me it will be a struggle, but one day you will reach where you want it. So I left that company. Now it's, I think, almost 5 years. And I thought it would be easy because before me, this Paws trails was started by myself and Nisha. So before me, she left the job. And that time I was there. If any financial support needed I was there because I was working. I was getting a monthly salary, good salary I was getting. So we didn't know the struggle that time. And once I left the job, I thought it'll be easy that we can take people for trips and make money. We'll survive. But after I quit, 6 months, less than 6 months, I have survived on my gratuity and all this, the whatever I got from the company.
End of service.
Yeah, end of service benefits. So we were surviving on that. And after that, it was a struggle. We had days, like literally without, I would say without eating or without drinking, we passed days. And that time our very close friends used to tell us, why don't you, either one of you can join and start work again. But we were very consistent. We wanted this to go on. We know that if we struggle a little bit, we'll reach somewhere. Then one of our friend helped us to put up a business plan for a institute, photography institute. So we started that institute. Almost 300,000 we spent on that.
300,000
dirhams. Yeah. We started it in Times Square. And after starting, COVID came. Within 2-3 months, we had to close down everything. So that was like literally a hit for us. And that time, Nisha moved to US because Canada, because one of our friend in Canada, he said he will help us to set up something similar there. So she went to check on those things, and the COVID came and she got stuck there. I am here. Then this institute, we had to close down the institute, and no source of income. Everything stopped. So COVID time was like, I cannot forget in my life, and I have my wife also here. So my basic character is not to tell my problems with anybody. So I don't want to make her feel bad that she came, leaving everything. She came here, and because of the COVID, she don't have a job. I don't have any work with me. So that time, one camera brand, I'm associated with, Nikon.
Okay.
They supported me. They asked me to do workshops and webinars, online webinars, and they were the only pillar, I would say, that helped me to overcome that time. As I said, lot of times I literally had nothing in my wallet to buy a bottle of water. And sometime couple of friends, they call me and ask how's life going, and I never ask anybody if it's not a very bad condition. So a lot of people help me financially also during these times. So it was very hard times that we had gone through, and that's when the John called us to, like, he asked me to come and stay there. Then after starting this camp, now it's all like we are in a stable situation. Till the camp, till we started the camp, it was a struggle. Only if not for that Nikon did not support us, we would have been in a very deep issues. Like we had, because of the institute, we had a lot of financial burden. A lot of money had to be given to people, given to the authorities, like to close down. It was a very big headache. So a lot of money was spent on all these problems. So financial support is something that you need before you start anything. Otherwise, you will be in a very deep trouble. That I have learned. But when you wanted your passion to go forward, when you want to go with your passion, you will not think about all these things.
Yeah.
And the best part is if you have a supporting family, like for example, my family back home, especially my dad, he used to support me a lot. Every time I have any problems and I call him, he'll ask me, are you going through any issues? And he will say, like, we have a saying in Malayalam, like when I translate,
no, you can say it in Malayalam, you can then translate.
We say that Mele Akasham Tara Bhumi, like you have the sky up and so you don't have to worry anything. Because he said, worst case, you can leave everything and come here. You can survive here. You have a house here. So that was a very, that gives you a very big confidence. Like when somebody says that you have nothing to lose, just go ahead. You need somebody to tell that. So that confidence, if you get, you will not care for anything. Because I used to get very big pressure from people around me to go back to a job or find something. Because see, when they're also right, they don't care about your feelings or your passion or anything. For them, it has to be like you need to survive. That's what they are saying. They don't know. The people who are talking about going for a job, like they might not have any passion.
So, they might have, but they are just they have other things in mind. Like for them, financial priority is more. Yeah,
Correct.
You're right.
Yeah, but I tried to ignore all these things, and we moved on. Then we started this. Few of my friends helped us in starting this camp. We have a very good friend called Peter Hudson in US. He's one of the elite scientists who is into the Isaac Newton's League of Scientists.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's the one who is supporting us in the for the content in our magazine. One of our magazine called PT Aware. So he's a very good friend of us, and he helped us to build this camp as well through one of the foundation in US called Random Good Foundation. So, and they are supporting us to support the communities as well. Yeah, so with the help of them, we started this camp, and now the friends, photography friends who all are with me now are supporting the camp by bringing people, sending people, and all these things. And we have our first guest to the camp in July 2021. When we started, our first guest who came were the two photographers from Dubai, Glenn and Venki. They have spread the word to everybody. Yeah, so
this is the right place to go.
Yes. They are still supporting us. They are sending.
Right.
Glenn had sent a lot of people to the camp.
That's
even
nice.
Venki, also, like, so many people are helping us now.
Which is nice because
Yes.
you know what, you stuck by your passion. There's a lot of hard work as well
Yes.
put into this. It's not just having a passion and taking the risk, but a lot of hard work put into
Yeah.
this. And you know what we really observe, Hermis, you've always said that you give back to the community. Even the one that from the PT.
Yes.
What's the book's name? Your magazine.
Aware.
Yeah, you give back to the community in the US. You give back to the community in Mara.
Yes.
And you give back to the community here by doing free workshops as well,
Yes.
which is fantastic. And you know what? We'd also like to promote your camp and whatever ventures you do. So for our listeners and audience, if ever you guys want to go to the camps or in any of the workshops or support Hermis and his team,
Yeah.
feel free to do so. The details are going to be put in the description below.
Yes. Here, the workshops that I'm doing for free, that's mainly, I have started, as I told you, that the group I have went with, it's called Shutterbugs Creative Forum. So that group, when I started, when I joined that group, the mentor, he give basic classes every weekend. Despite of anything, he always wanted serious photographers to join his group. Like, if you don't attend 2 Fridays, he'll kick you out from the group. So, and he was giving this classes for free. Like, whatever knowledge he has, he was sharing it for free. So that is the inspiration that made us to do this for free. Yeah. So whoever wanted to learn photography, they can come to us, join me, and whatever knowledge I have, I share with them. Even if it is not on weekends, if they ask me on weekdays if I am free, I used to do that.
Hermis, thank you so much. Absolutely inspirational, from your journey to everything that we've heard about. Amazing. And I'm glad I know you through Anurag. And thank you so much for your time once again. And if anyone wants to reach out to you, I'm going to put all the details in the description below.
Yes.
And hope to see you again on the podcast someday.
Sure. And I would like to thank both of you for this wonderful opportunity. And as I said before, you need people to support you it's not a one-man show. You can't be successful, or you can't always be successful. But if you get some support from friends or family, which is very good. So I always try to help in whatever ways I can people, because I went through that phase of life. So if anybody is willing to accomplish their passion, or they want to take their career into their to their passion, whatever support we have to do. That's the only thing I want to tell. And without families and friends, I wouldn't have been here. Like my very close friends who supported me during my hard times and even now, and my parents and my wife Sneha, Nisha, who was always we fight a lot, but we support each other, and she's always been in the journey of photography from the beginning. And yeah, it so far it's a very good journey. Even though we had a lot of tough times, it's always good to remember the tough times when you walk into those into your life. You should have ups and downs. Then only you will become more stronger.
100%.
So you can be more strong once you have gone through that tough phase. So thank you everyone for the support, and both of you.
Of course.
100%, Hermis, and all the best for your future.
I told you he's like a saint.